A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Matthew. Let us be attentive. At that time Jesus came into his own country. He taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished, and said, Whence has this man this wisdom, and these mighty works? Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brethren James and Joseph, and Simon and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then has this man all these things? And they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country, and in his own house. And he did not many mighty works there, because of their unbelief. Glory to Jesus Christ. Dear parishioners, today's gospel seems to be short and to some extent uninformative, but actually we can see a very deep suggestion, and we can see a very important view of the relationship, in this case, between Christ and his people, the people of his family. They're naming his brothers and sisters, that in our modern day language would be, they're naming his cousins. They're pointing out that his father and mother were one of them. And probably some of these brothers and sisters, some of these cousins of Christ were with these people in these synagogues, doubting about whether Christ was really a prophet. People who saw him from the moment he was born, who saw him being raised by his parents, they had doubts about how come this boy that we knew for years, for 30 years, and he's such a great man. Well, what is today's household of Christ? Christ, God, is the creator of everything. His world is his city, is his house. His people, this is his house. Everything, it is not ours. World, we live in it. It is, so to say, rented to us, leased to us. But it belongs to God. This is his house that we live in. This universe, marvelous universe, that we study for generations. Just recently, the boson particle being confirmed. Such a great miracle that we are able to understand these things, because they have been created. They have been spoken and thought by God. Now we are slowly, particle by particle, understanding them. This is the house of God. And does he have a place in his own house, in his own land, in his own country? All of us belong to a certain nation. This video is recorded in Ukraine. I am Ukrainian. Some of you will be from the United States of America. That is your nation. That is your country. Some of you will be from Germany, from Switzerland, from Italy, from Nigeria, from Pakistan, from many countries, and that is your country. And you think, this is my country. This is where I have the right to this land. This is where my parents lived. This is where my grandparents lived. They lived, they worked, they gave me life. This is mine. Well, what is Christ's? And is he appreciated in his house, or is he still being mistreated in his own house, in his own country? We don't have much influence on the big political questions that are driving the church out of law, In this land where I'm preaching from now, only 20 years ago, the persecution, a 70 years long persecution ended, leaving behind hundreds of thousands of martyrs, bishop martyrs, priests, faithful, martyrs for Christ, people who gave up their life. Right now in this moment, in your countries, in Pakistan, in India, in Somalia, in Northern Africa, in many other countries, there is Christ, but He is being persecuted in His own land, in His own country. Now, as I said, many of us, most of us, we don't have influence, we cannot change that right today. But what we can do today, we can make sure that in our house, in our land, in our families, in our workplaces, in our daily lives, Christ finds faith. He gives an example. Those last words of that reading told us what was the problem with these people. And the problem was they lacked faith. Let us live this day making our house Christ's house, making our soul the country into which Christ can come and find faith. And He actually tells us that He will recompense us. Because of unbelief, He could not work. He did not work many miracles. But if He comes into the house of our soul and He finds faith, He will perform many miracles for us. And maybe not in a generation, maybe in 10 generations, but there will be no place around this globe where Christ will be persecuted. Glory to Jesus Christ.